All right, let's dive into something wild. Imagine if our entire history was just the opening act for a brand new, terrifying reality. That's exactly what we're exploring today with the Sion Trinity Chronicles, a world where humanity as we know it is finished. And yet, it's also just getting started.
This one line right here is the key to everything. It's not just another apocalypse story. No, this is about a complete and total rewrite of reality itself. It's not the end of people, but it's definitely the end of humanity being at the top of the food chain.
So, to really get what comes next, we have to look back at how broken the old world was. This wasn't a sudden asteroid or a flash of light. This was a slow-motion train wreck, a death by 1,000 cuts that humanity inflicted on itself.
I mean, just think about it. Centuries of non-stop war. It's not just about the battles. It's about how that grinds everything else down. Culture, progress, hope. Humanity was so busy fighting itself, it just stopped moving forward. It got brittle and weak.
And all that fighting, well, it has a domino effect, right? War eats up resources, which leads to massive famine. And when people are desperate and starving, society just breaks. Greed takes over, and the whole idea of civilization starts to rot from the inside out.
So there you have it, the whole grim package. War, famine, pestilence, death. Old Earth wasn't just sick, it had basically put up a giant vacancy sign on a planetary scale. And as we're about to see, something out there was ready to move in.
And right at that rock-bottom moment, when humanity was at its absolute weakest, the change came. But it didn't come from us. It came from the empty, dark space between the stars.
These things are called the architects, and I love this description. Celestial, but formless. So what does that even mean? It means they have no real body, but they have the power, the sheer will, to literally rewrite the laws of physics. They weren't invaders coming to conquer us, they were more like cosmic programmers who decided our world's operating system needed a complete overhaul.
And the changes they made? Whoa. They weren't small. They reached right into our collective imagination. All our myths, all our legends, all our nightmares, and just pulled them kicking and screaming into reality. Every monster you were told wasn't real as a kid? Yeah, it's real now.
So what does a planet look like after it's been rebooted by cosmic entities? Well, the world that crawled out of the wreckage of old Earth got a new name and a terrifying new set of rules.
Welcome to Myd'raal. That's Earth's new name. And it's exactly what it sounds like, a chaotic, dangerous, but strangely vibrant place where the line between story and reality has been completely erased. All those fairy tales are real, but so are all the horror stories. This chart is a great way to understand the new food chain. You've got your fantasy creatures, the ones we know from stories, but look at the other two. New humanity tells us that some humans actually adapted. They changed. And then there's dark forms. That means the architects didn't just bring our stories to life, they also opened a door for some really, really bad things to crawl through.
So in this absolute mess of myths and monsters, you have to ask, what happened to us? To regular old, unmutated Homo sapiens? Are any of them left? And how in the world are they surviving?
Turns out, some did survive, and the ones keeping them alive are the Death Hunter Corps. These folks are our anchor in this crazy new world. But I want you to notice that word precarious. They're precarious mediators. That means they're hanging on by a thread. Their grip on survival could slip at any second. And a desperate fight like this needs a leader. For the last scraps of humanity, that person is Marcus. He's not just some general. He's basically carrying the weight of our entire species on his shoulders, embodying that stubborn refusal to just fade away. This really breaks it all down, doesn't it? On one side, you've got Homo sapiens, this last little spark of the old world, trying to maintain some kind of order. And on the other side, you've got this tidal wave of chaos and magic. It's the past versus a future, where humans might just be another monster in the forest. So their mission is, let's be honest, basically impossible. They have to guard the last few pockets of humanity, they have to go toe-to-toe with creatures from nightmares, and they have to somehow, some way, fight for a future. Every day is just a battle for the right to exist.
And that leads us to the biggest question of all, the one that hangs over this entire world, when the planet is filled with monsters and magic and new kinds of people, when reality itself has been fundamentally changed. What does being human even mean anymore?